This is the sad story of Nala, a horse who suffered more than any animal should. Her sad story with so many challenges and so many difficult decisions for us. A true story about why our horse sanctuary exists and the two extremes of humans. How some can cause such suffering when some dedicate their lives just to helping. Nala experienced it all. Nala came to us in her twilight years. She was already 24 when she first stepped onto the finca. Only a skeleton of a horse with a very obvious sway back. Arriving to us as an emergency due to years of neglect, but recently being abandoned, and she was starved, left without food for 2 weeks. Her past story was awful, full of neglect and suffering. Usually, when we manage to rescue a horse, things change, and we can offer them a life full of love, care, without any more suffering. A life without so many challenges. Unfortunately, this wasn't exactly the case. Although she experienced the best care we could offer, and she certainly experienced love, especially from one amazing volunteer. Even with this, she still experienced far too many challenges and difficult situations. Although immediately her rescue and rehabilitation went in the right direction, we were all very optimistic for Nala. She gained weight well, her coat began to shine, and she started going out walking with her volunteer, clearly enjoying herself and her new life. However, things started to change. More complications arose. We soon saw that she struggled getting up after laying down to roll or sleep. After multiple vet visits, it was confirmed a previous fracture in her hip. Although it healed, it caused difficulties, especially combined with her dreadful conformation and sway back. However, this didn't stop her. She continued to enjoy her days, and she continued to gain weight. But with this came the next challenge. More weight on her body caused more discomfort, so it became a battle to keep her weight at the exact sweet spot. Some happy months passed with a relatively easy life, until things changed quite dramatically for the worst. One day, she went down, and she couldn't get up again. It took a team of volunteers, but we managed to lift her back up onto her feet. As soon as she stood, she seemed fine again. Straight over to eat, maybe a little stiff, but she seemed okay. So we decided that a change of paddock would do her good. So we moved her and her friends to a flatter and softer paddock, hoping it was the unbalanced ground making it even more of a challenge for her to get up and down. A week went by and we all had hope. Things seemed to be better. Until one morning, we found her down again, but this time it was more of a shock. She was bleeding, she was grunting, and she was leaking milk. To us, she was in labour. We all thought it. It made sense. It was obvious. The continued weight gain, her big belly. We had joked in the past that it was an option, maybe she was pregnant. The vets assured us that she wasn't. So we didn't really think about it again, until this moment. We all felt terrible that we missed these signs, and maybe that was her problem. There she was, laying in front of us with all the signs of labour, trying desperately to get a vet here, as we knew it was going to be a really big problem for her with her hips to deliver a foal. We needed all the help we could get. This, on its own, is a challenge on our small island. But suddenly, she got up alone, shocking us all, acting as if nothing happened, off to eat her breakfast with no labour signs, other than still producing milk. We were so worried. We eventually did get hold of another vet. He came to give us a scan and help us to create a plan to see how we could help Nala. So here we were, surprised again. There was no baby. It was a phantom pregnancy and phantom labour. So we now had the added challenge of this. Once again, she was down, but this time she needed our help to get her back up. The battle seemed to continue. Now poor Nala was almost unable to walk unassisted, unable to get up alone. This time caused more damage to her hips, and now she was suffering. The Nala we knew was shutting down. She was deteriorating in front of our eyes, and really quickly. It is never easy to decide what to do for animals in these type of situations. It never gets any easier. It is always heartbreaking to know what to do. Do you think with your heart, or do you think with your brain? What would she want? Is there a future for her? Could she ever recover from this? After realizing the answer is no, she doesn't have a future, there's no chance of recovery. Although the decision is horrible, it was ultimately easy. We are here to help these animals, give them a life free of suffering. And sometimes the fight is long, and the only way is actually to let them go across the rainbow bridge. Before the pain, let them leave loved and with dignity. We decided to give Nala a strong pain relief to help get her back up the hill. Unfortunately, our finca is on a big hill without access with vehicles to the bottom paddock. So we knew the best way for a dignified ending was to get her back to her original home. So we walked her then, pain-free, surrounded by people that love her. We walked her to her final resting place. It was her first home and the place that she felt love. We walked her there while waiting for the vets to come and help her pass painlessly and with love. This was our final goodbye to such an amazing horse. She was such a fighter, such a kind soul, and a beautiful girl. Although it was not the ending we were hoping for, we have to look at the happy years that she spent with us. We hope she enjoys to run free with her other horse friends. We hope she got to leave this world having forgotten some of the abuse and the neglect. She certainly taught us how to give a second chance. Even after all the suffering caused by humans, she gave us trust, love, and patience. She gave us more than humans deserve after we failed her so much. Run free, Nala. Forget the pain, forget the neglect and years locked away in a small box. Be the horse you deserve to always be. Spread your love and trust over the rainbow bridge. Thank you, Nala. We will never forget you. And thank you to all the people who cared for her and helped make this rescue possible. A special thank you to her human. You know who you are. She experienced more from you in her last year than most horses experience in a lifetime. Together, we can help more.